going.
Oh, we do? Call the workshop to order.
Dean sent that over. You also see this preliminary subject to, that's more or less a more detailed update of some of his pricing. You can see the package plants up there, the SPR plant, 500 South Falls, and then the lagoon system. He came up sort of with the life design, the longevity of it, power costs a year, manpower, all that stuff, just so y'all can sort of look over it and think about it. And have that, he's still waiting. I've seen the emails that he's including Kevin, trying to get some stuff back from Kevin. Kevin just hasn't gotten any hard figures yet on stuff. So I still think that package plant is going to come down, the price.
So those are just preliminary
Yeah.
information.
On the package plant, that's based off of a vendor here in Texas.
Right.
Other than that, I only got 2 RSVPs for tomorrow night. But I mean, that doesn't mean people won't show up. I know most of the council's gonna be here. We did have a question submitted. It was a very good question. Johnny Morris submitted it. And it was one of the question was to abbreviate, why don't we put, we have water meters on our water system that read how much water y'all use and you get charged by the usage. So they make such a thing for sewer stuff. And so why don't we put sewer meters on there and then charge the people by how much sewer they use. Dean thought it was a great concept. It's one of those things, it's a good concept, but it still doesn't, eliminate the ionized stuff like that. But it's one of those things, if you got a leak and you got a lot of iodine in your system, you're gonna have a huge sewer bill. So if you got a huge sewer bill every month, you're probably gonna wanna get your stuff fixed. So he's going to do some research tonight, try to find some of the thing we don't want to do is put a cheap one in there and then have a bunch of problems with it if we so choose this route. Find something that's good. Also, we want to do another automatic reader. I mean, we just got rid of the manual reading water meters since it's going back at that. And so he's going to do some research and try to come up and see. Dean liked the concept. It might be a good solution for us.
Unless somebody has a desire to fix it if they have a problem.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, more or less, Dean was saying, most everybody has your water meters out front, or everybody's sewer valves up there, so you more or less put it up there. But just trying to find something. And Johnny even said in his email, he's found them that range anywhere from
$56 to $1,200.
So,
We're just talking about putting like a flow meter on the outside of the pump.
yeah, it'd be after your green tank, right before it goes into the main. That way it's not anything else.
Same IP address for the water meter for the.
No, I don't even know if that company that we use for water meters makes whatever sewer meters.
Oh, you mean, okay, I didn't know that the water meter goes to another company and they just send you the data.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you had access to the IP address.
No, everybody has on their water meters a little register number
Right.
and our automatic reader. And so your account is associated with your water meter register number. And when we go out and use the little antenna to read it all, it sends it back to the register number.
Do you just have to drive up and down the street with this antenna and just it picks it up automatically? You don't have to stop pointing at it and.
Look at that. I mean, we don't have to drive down all the streets. They usually pick up. Just drive down.
Are they electronic transmit? Are they? You got
There's
a kinetic on them?
kinetic energy on
Yeah, the water flow keeps the battery charged.
Okay, that's interesting.
Talking on the flow meter or whatever on the discharge side of it, I mean, Are you looking at like a certain amount of usage, then you get charged for it?
Yeah, so it'd be more or less just like your water bill. The first 3,000 gallons of sewer is free, and after that, you start getting into each, then we would have tiers, and when you go to 10,000 gallons, the rate's higher and stuff like that. So it'd be more or less an incentive if you have something wrong, to get it fixed. I think it's a great concept. Dean had a few reservations about it, just another thing is, our systems are designed for effluent water. But if you're not getting your septic tank pumped out, and when you're pumping solids, you could, mess that thing up.
Yeah.
In which case, you burn a pump up, in which case you're out $570.
I just look, you might have a family of 6 in a house, you might have 2.
Yeah.
So there's gotta be some,
And I think that was Johnny's point, is rather than
You'd like to-
everybody across the board get charged the same rate, the ones that use more sewer would get the higher rate, and the ones that use less wouldn't. So, that's a good concept, and so Dean's gonna look into it, see what we can come up with.
maybe
The problem, you can't look at something,
something for like, water meter, you got clean water going through it. So you're looking at
Yeah.
something that's not a clean water system going through this mechanical deal.
But with this being a pressurized system, it makes it a little bit more easier, if that's the word to use, or more user-friendly.
That's true.
Eric, will you be able to furnish us with the questions that have been asked at the cutoff time? Will you be able to send out an email to us to have those questions so we can have a look at them, or we can print them out and have them in front of us?
Yeah, you're talking about those?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one just came over. So
Yeah, I know, but,
Yeah, if I get any more tonight, tomorrow, I'll print them off and have them for y'all.
okay, good.
What's the cutoff?
I had it set for 3 PM today,
Oh.
the cutoff time, but, I think it's one of those.
So I thought 3 p.m. tomorrow. Oh, but that's good.
All right, I think you're right, I think it's 3 PM tomorrow, I think you're right. Sort of the way I envision tomorrow going, we come in, people here, turn over to Scott, let Scott do his little, preface with forward, and then ask if anybody has questions. If nobody has questions or anything like that, then I think it's sort of a, do y'all want to entertain anything if there is no questions? Or just thank you for your time.
Or you could do a little bit more background of what we're doing.
Yeah.
And look,
I know one of y'all's questions was, what is council expecting from y'all? They're still wanting y'all's recommendation, and obviously I feel y'all's recommendation is to proceed forward with the sewer. Like, 2, how would we pay for that? Ballpark figure, 175,000 for that. Is that something that we would increase sewer rates that much? We have to increase it quite a bit to pay for it. Is it something we'd be at a loss for the next 3 years, or is this something we would pull out of the sewer fund set aside in the certificate of obligation? That'd be what y'all's recommendation is.
20,400. Is $8,000 a month.
How much?
20 times 400.
Oh, you're thinking, I'm sorry.
2 times 400 is 800, add 0, is 8,000. That's the income that you would derive if you did it on a monthly basis. That would be coming back in, which would give you, we'll just say a 2-year payback. At 100, 175, plus your estimate and assorted miscellaneous items.
I do know the council is looking at the possibility of increasing the rates already from $25 to $30. Just so, because for the past 7 years, sewer's always been a loss to us. What it costs to run the lagoons, manpower, chemicals, and everything else is a loss already. And so they're trying to get back in break even part. Um, So,
I would believe that if we're not trying to, the money is not trying to, build up, it's just trying to get break even. I think citizens would agree to that. But likely, if they're saying, hey, we need X amount of dollars every month, we're losing X amount of dollars every month, and by them knowing that, they could say, okay, what's the fee? And that's the fee. But what I think that the citizens also might want to know is that fee going to be taken off, or is it going to be continuous?
Well, if it's gonna be a continuing, cycle of inspections ongoing, then it almost has to stay.
Yes, that's what I would think, because as the city grows or as time grows, you're still going to need those inspections. So that's something they,
yeah,
I don't think it needs to be a source of future revenue
no,
for
I said
building up a
break even.
revenue pot, but to cover the expense of itself ongoing.
a break even.
I and I is gonna be an ongoing process.
Yeah.
It's not gonna, you fix everybody's once and
Yeah.
it's all, it's gonna be.
and I think that's the big thing on trying to convince council on the spending of the estimated 175,000. Is that, obviously, that's not gonna solve all of our problems. And so, but it does give us teeth and stuff that we can use right back into trying to do the math. Right now, I looked up this afternoon, currently, we're charging out 432 people that are paying sewer. There's some people who move out for the summer or whatever, and they're on standby rate. So 432, just say we go up $5, that's $2,160 a month, times 12, and that's only $25,000 a year.
We need more than that.
Yeah.
Try 15.
You're gonna get people kicking and screaming at this
And it's $77,000 a year. So you sort of gotta look and see, like, how long do we wanna eat this cost?
Amortize. I mean, for people not to have to worry about it being done in the future, that comes with a cost.
Well, those figures that you just quoted, those don't include any repairs that have to be done to them as it being found. That's just,
Yeah.
after the initial inspection and the initial caps are put on, okay? Then the cost of those inspections should go down. The pumping is gonna be the same.
Right.
Or maybe even a little less, because they don't have to dig around find.
Right, you're right.
But after the initial round, everything should drop
Should
in
go
cost.
cheaper.
And,
Yeah.
and the rate will drop.
Well, it needs to be set, it needs to say that the rate will drop based on after the initial inspection.
And get everything up to, excluding replacement of the septic tank. Getting the caps on it, getting them above ground, getting all that work done to them, get them inspected, get them. Then after that initial round, then like I said, then the
So
cost.
if we went up, just say $10 a month, then we would expect to do it for the next 7 years before we lower it back down, just to pay off that.
Initial cost.
Yeah.
Because you've got your new owners down here, the new property owners, that they shouldn't be a cost to them. I mean, it shouldn't be a cost to the city, because they've had to clean out and they have everything right there. What it's really gonna affect is the people that's been here the longest.
Right.
And
Y'all don't
people
think-
who've never done anything.
Do we not think in 7 years we're gonna need inspections again? Or is it something we inspect once and then we go?
I mean, you might need inspections, but you won't need to put the
All that
prices
stuff
on it.
on.
And,
And that would give you enough revenue at $10 a month, because water rates are gonna go up.
Yeah, water rate. So if I come to your house, I do an inspection, I find out that you got a hole in the side of your tank. Does the city come back then and say, okay, Wade, you got a hole in the side of your tank, you're in violation of TCEQ. You got 90 days to fix it, 6 months to fix it, something like that, and put the responsibility back on the homeowner and get it fixed.
I would think so.
Just wanted to make sure we're all,
Because this would ensure that the new, owners of property are paying their fair share, but the old are paying their share too. And this way, they don't feel like, the new property owners don't feel like, well, I'm paying for his repair. And I think that's the biggest thing that's going on now. That's what I'm getting, when the neighbors I'm getting across are saying, you know, we've got brand new properties here. We've got brand new sewer lines. We're the best of the best. And why are we having all this problem?
I know it's a little late in the game, but if we could make those flow meters work, it's a pretty cool concept. You know, if I take care of my system and I don't have iodine, my sewer is low, then I'm not out anything.
No.
But if you got a big iodine problem on your system and you're paying out the wazoo for it, well, either you're gonna keep paying a high bill, or you're gonna get it fixed pretty soon.
I agree, especially with those people who have their drain lines into the
Right.
septic system.
Yeah, I just don't know.
You're probably gonna be making those things work with solids,
Yeah.
you know, when that happens.
There's gotta be a way, because the sewer companies, the manufacturers, they have to regulate how much water is going through there. So there has to be some kind of system.
What kind of flow meter do you have on the lift station?
The bolt around the pipe and it's sort of a sonic type thing. As long as your pipe is full, or which always is pressure and always full, it works.
Because if you do the meters, you're gonna have a cost amortize of the meters. What did it cost for the water meters? Well,
Total install and everything else is around 150, ballpark, 130.
so that's gonna be a cost that will have to be amortized. And if you take 175 and 150, just for talking, that's 325,000, and we're not gonna have much left.
No.
My thoughts are, let's get the baseline done, and then as a committee, we can sit down and look at, you know, we've got 30 houses that are major issues, we've got 40 that are minor issues, and go from there.
I agree. I think you got to know sort of where we stand, and we don't know where we stand right now.
You know, I mean, something as simple as people having their downspouts running into the green tank.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a thing, that's a very easy fix. You run it on the ground, and you're done with it.
You don't have any fine structure for any of that, do you?
Any what?
Fine structure for someone who's violating,
Enforcement.
huh?
Enforcement.
Yeah, enforcement.
No, and that's the hardest thing, you know. Council may concern, we don't have a court system.
You can't say, well, you know, you're in violation, that you need to be fined $500 or whatever. Just discourage and dissuade someone from doing that again.
But the only, whatever, teeth we do have is our OSSF, one-side sewage facility, all falls under state code. So if you have a hole, rather than us coming in, we can also get the state involved, and the state can step in and say, here what it is.
And the other thing is, our committee, our task force, is to look at the issues and make recommendations to council. We are tasked with fines and that type of thing.
We're trying to be proactive instead of.
Right.
Like, remember Joe made a comment, the state came in, shut everybody down, and $8 million later, we got open again. So that's something that needs to always be in the back of everybody's mind. I'm trying to be proactive and make suggestions to the city council for them to make the best suggestion and opportunities for the city as a whole.
Yeah. Agree there.
What kind of timeline are we on now for the council wanting to have those recommendations?
They'd like y'all to come back with at least get the inspection ball rolling. We've all come to the conclusion this is gonna take a lot longer than we expected. So as long as we can at least get the inspections going, get those out there, get them bid out, bid back in, get somebody going on those. We're good there. Now, as far as a plan, if that's the deal, I mean, yeah, I really think that's gonna be something, first we'd have to find, we'd have to decide on what plan, find funding, go after there, it might be something.
Are we gonna send out bids to do all these inspections?
Yeah, they'll go to all the locals, and then also a few in the
For
metropolitan.
anybody that has qualifications, that is certified and all that stuff. This, one of the comments that were made saying that we had to use one person. And I said, no, that's not.
In fact,
It's gonna be out.
Yeah.
And whoever gets the bids must meet all these requirements before. And be certified with the state and all that, will get the bid. That's the person, not just one person. All that.
here's what I wrote. There was some pushback from people being concerned about the elderly and indigent. Here are the facts. You are allowed to use anybody you choose to do your inspection as long as they are TCEQ certified. We are trying to do this as a city to get the cost down by using 425 tanks or 432 tanks to a company instead of you trying to do it yourself. There are issues found where the tanks are under a patio or other inconspicuous area. These will be dealt with on a one-on-one basis with the council. The task force, once again, only recommends, but we cannot implement policy. That is the city council's responsibility. Homeowners will be responsible for problems found with their system. You may use any TCEQ company to do the repairs. And we need to get this done before Big Brother TCEQ makes mandates and fines. This was covered when Nortex came and talked to us, and I recommend people watching go on YouTube and scan through the meetings and watch Nortex. The city council will work with each homeowner who has issues on a one-on-one basis.
This is the handout that we'll be giving out tomorrow night.
No, this is my talking points.
Oh, these are, okay.
If anybody asks for questions about grants and stuff.
Right.
It's all gonna come down to how much it's gonna cost.
Right.
It's always that.
And we can give 3 sets. For $10, we get this. For $13, we get this. And for $15, we get this. And let the people decide. But we're not gonna be able to do anything until we know what we're dealing with.
That's all I have. Y'all have anything? Y'all want to talk about before tomorrow?
I see another house is being built by the fire station.
Yep, we started on that.
Does he work for the city or something?
See where stuff falls.
Yeah. Because his truck is always on board for that house is on.
Yeah.
And I just wondered, does he work for the city? Because it's always there, every
He
morning.
lives in Lakeside.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know where it was, but
400 block of short line. Back to the lake.
But I just, he's got 7 or 8 vehicles there Painted it white. You've been by there?
The 709 Royal?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's nice.
yeah.
Hold on, now, sir.
He painted it white brick.
Yeah.
Took away the fireplace, gutted out everything.
Yeah,
He had-
good job.
We had somebody over in East, on the lakeside, and totally took their, front of their house and painted it, putting new windows in, really improving it.
Yeah, I think so. Done already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the guy that, from the city building on his house, and I got that big monster right across the street from me.
So we adjourn?
Adjourn.
Hey, motion. For,
They had a good time.